Hey everybody, Jon Grauman here with the agency. Today I want to talk to you a little bit about ULA because I've been getting a ton of questions about it. So, what is ULA? Well, it's also known as the mansion tax, and it went into effect on April 1st of this year. This is a tax that's applied to the sale of properties that are $5 million and above. So if you have a property that sells for between $5 and $10 million, there's now a 4% tax that's taken off. If your property sells for $10 million and above, there's a 5.5% tax that's taken off. And this is taken off at the top. So even if the homeowner loses money on that sale, they still have to pay that tax, which seems crazy to me. And this applies to both residential and commercial properties. Now, in March, there were a slew of homeowners that were racing to get deals across the finish line before the tax went into effect. There were 126 sales north of $5 million in the month of March. But just the following month in April, only 16 sales, and we've seen it pretty sluggish since. As a result, the city's fallen very short of what their initial projections were. They had initially projected that it would generate $75 million per month in tax revenue. After it passed, they revised those projections to say it would generate about $56 million in tax revenue. And in actuality, it's only generated about $12.5 million in tax revenue, which is a far cry from what voters were promised. In addition to that, they've already started to misappropriate the funds and are talking about taking $150 million of that ULA money and applying it towards renters that have not been able to pay their rent during the last couple of years, which again is not what the money was intended for. So, what's next for ULA? Well, it's facing some legal challenges. There's two cases in front of the courts. One is the Howard Jarvis Taxpayer Association, which says that it violates the California Constitution and says that cities can't impose special taxes with a simple majority vote. Another lawsuit says that it violates the property owner's equal rights protections. Now, there are multiple judges that have been assigned to these cases, both of which have now been taken off them, and a third judge has now been assigned, which is somewhat questionable in and of itself. But these are supposed to go in front of the courts in the month of October, so we'll see how that plays out. In the meantime, is there any good news? Actually, yes, there is. The Taxpayer Protection and Government Accountability Act, it's a mouthful, I had to read that one, has actually gotten enough votes for ULA to go back on the ballot again next year. That's right, we're going to see ULA back on the ballot in 2024, and this time it's going to require a 2/3 majority in order for it to be upheld. Keep in mind, it only passed with a 57% majority last time. So, if you own a home that you're thinking about selling that's affected by ULA, it would be wise of you to take steps to lessen the impact while these legal challenges play out. What are those steps? You're going to have to contact me for more details about that. So please feel free to reach out directly, and I'd be happy to speak with you. I look forward to talking to you soon.